Hi there, it's me, Miss Barbary, from School on Wednesday, speaking to you from the past. You'll be at school on Thursday without me, and I'm so sad. But I lost the coin toss, and my husband gets to be here today with you. But I'm here in spirit and on video to talk to you about our quick write for today. So our quick write yesterday was about holograms. The day before, can't even remember, hobbies. Yes. And so I think we're on page 19, and today's quick write is about packaged food, which seems pretty strange, but we have Halloween coming up this weekend, and you should be getting lots of packaged sweetness over the weekend. So the idea here is to tell about a packaged food that brings you smiles. Tell the story about your connection with this food. So this doesn't just have to be candy. It could be ramen. If I thought about ramen, I would think about when I was a child, I used to call it ramen. And I used to smash it up inside the bag until it was like tiny little pieces, and I cook it in the microwave with just enough water to make it like this semi-solid substance, and then put in the flavoring, maybe a smidge more water if needed. But I ate it in a totally different way than the correct Japanese way, or the way I do now, where I add water and I eat the noodles in the soup. But I loved to eat that after school when I was a kid, and sometimes I still do it that way. Another thing I could think about is mochi. I love mochi, but not necessarily the kind with ice cream inside. I like the kind that's more commonly eaten in Japan that has that chewy rice on the outside, and inside it has like a bean paste. And that makes me think of teaching in Japan, and I taught at this school in the mountains, and we got to make mochi the traditional way, which is majorly overcooking the rice, and then we put it in this big wooden bowl, and then we had a huge wooden mallet, and we all took turns just beating the rice until it turned into this stretchy glutinous rice, and then we made each of the little balls and filled them. Well, you made it kind of flat, filled it, I don't even know how they did it. I was bad at it, of course. But I just loved getting to do that the traditional way. I love mochi. I love kind of chewy things and gummy things in general. So that brings up a lot of different stories there. Chips or Takis or anything else that you can think of that you open the package and eat them. That's what we're talking about here. Not a ton of healthy things, but there are healthy things you can find in packages. But cookies, crackers, things like ramen, all of those things count. So you're thinking about the food or a couple of items. Think if you have any stories around them, or when you always eat them, or why you like them, and that's what you're writing about for today, okay? So I have this written in Spanish as well. I have sentence starters in English and Spanish, and you can always do the Dear Diary entry if that works better for you. Your teacher today, while students are writing, can be giving out pride slips for people who are writing the whole time. So I just walk around and kind of look at people, see how they're writing, and give out those pride slips. Sixth grade, you can put your name, the teacher. I write QW here for quick write, and then the students can even write in their own names if that works better for you. You can just hand it and tell them to write their own names, because we should have a drawing today, and there will be cookies today. Okay? And then when people are done, I always give time for sharing, and anyone who shares also gets a Pride Slip Quick Write Share for sharing their thoughts, ideas, their writing with the class. So we have a little bit of time in the beginning if you want to share your ideas of packaged food to get everyone's brain going, or if we need 2 minutes to Google it, you can. 5 minutes for the writing, there's the timer there, and your teacher can just play that. I know some of you hate the music, you'll just have to suffer today. And then time for sharing afterwards, okay? That's it. You all know the drill, so you can help out with the sub if they have questions, okay? I'm looking forward to hearing about it when I return. I'm back. All right, after your quick write, I did say take a wiggle break. I have a bunch of Go Noodles up for you with some like good Halloween themed songs, or you can do a meatball run. And now we are getting into our know and grow. So on Tuesday in class, you researched a hobby or an activity you feel you're pretty good at, whether it's making pizzas or doing a cool trick on skis or a snowboard, or baking cookies or whatever. And so today I want to talk to you about how to introduce this. I'm going to go over this idea generator, very similar to the one we did for our idle connection. It kind of guides you through the right organization. And it says teacher speech there. That's actually about changing a diaper, which I can't do because I'm not here. So I'll do it when we come back for the next rotation, because this, you're not going to be able to finish this. So we're going to get as far as we can today, and that's okay. And then when we come back, I'll give you an example speech so it's fresh in your mind. And then you will get back to work with it when you come back. So, and then you're going to have time to work today. So the diaper changing speech is not happening, but you will have, I'll set these out for your sub to pass out, these examples for you. Just like the Mr. Shabbat example, you can use it as a guide, as a few different ideas for a hook or the speech topic, how you can help your classmates understand how they can grow. There's also, this example is linked into the slideshow. It's also going to be linked into your assignment, so you can see it here as well. It walks you through the steps, if you want to include some purposes there, and how to wrap up your speech, okay? So this exists for you online and in person and color-coded. It's lovely. Don't rip it out. Okay. So you'll have that to look at, but we're really not, that's the extent of me going over it, okay? Then you're going to go into your language arts classroom and you'll find the Know and Grow demonstration speech assignment. I did post it, but it's not going to show up for you until Friday. Or sorry, for Thursday, but you can see it here. And here is the assignment itself. And it starts out with, actually there are 2 rubrics here, 2 grades for this assignment. The first one is about your ability to give the details in the right order, right? You have to have each step in order for someone to be able to follow your instructions and do something correctly. So that's really about doing things in order and having it organized, which the idea generator helps you do. The second rubric is about your presentation style. Can we understand you? Did you meet the time, somewhere between the minimum and maximum time? Did you make eye contact? Was it clear that you practiced? Could we hear you? And did you have those visual aids, whether you actually end up bringing something or you use slides or pictures? Down here under the idea generator, this is what you're working on today. So you're going to start with a hook. How are you going to get people's attention? You saw an example with a tie-dye video. This speech topic or summary is just telling people what you're going to teach them. Today I'm going to teach you how to make chocolate chip cookies. Tell them what they're learning, okay? That one's really simple, and you have an example here. And then how can your classmates grow and learn from this demonstration? So is this something that will help them relax? Is it something that will help them make gifts or a treat that will make other people happy? Is this something that will give them confidence when they're skiing or trying to play a sport? Is it something that just is a good alternative to doing something on a screen? So any kind of idea there, like why someone might want to have this skill, okay? Then we have materials, that gray box there. What are you going to need? You can probably Google this and find a list of materials and either copy, paste, or type them in yourself. And then start thinking about the first step. So I'm going to give an example. Let's say today I'm going to teach you how to do jumping jacks. And I said, have you ever wanted to get your heart rate up in a really short amount of time? Well, I have the perfect activity for you. Today I'm going to teach you how to do jumping jacks. This will help you because increasing your heart rate is good for your health. And also, if you're frustrated, you can just get a little energy out, and you can impress people with your cool moves. Materials, all you really need is yourself and some coordination. Now, step 1. I said, to begin, put your arms and legs out. You jump out and put your arms up. What step did I miss? Feel like I'm on Sesame Street. You have to stand up first, right? So step 1 is to stand up and make sure you have enough space. Step 2 is going to be to jump out with both feet and put your arms in the air. So that's just an example of how you get started and why it's really important not to forget those really basic first steps, okay? So going back to the idea generator, my goal for you today is to get through your hook, your topic, how people can learn and grow, the materials, and then step 1 and step 2 maybe. You might have noticed that it has step 1 purpose here. The purpose is sometimes people need to know why they're following a step. So if the step 1 purpose is to, so step 1, stand up. Because if you don't stand up, you can't jump, right? You're just giving that simple explanation for why something needs to happen in that way. If step 1 is to preheat the oven, it's so that when your material is ready, or when your ingredients are ready, you can put them in the oven and bake without having to wait another 10 minutes for your oven to heat up. Okay, so make sure to think about why you have to, and sometimes those reasons are really, really simple. So that is your work for today. You can see here, you're going to complete as much as you can, but my goal is at least to get through step 2. We'll do the diaper changing speech when I come back. And I think that's it. You may listen to music while you're working as long as you can stay on task. Your substitute will be walking around. They'll have pride slips to encourage you, and they'll be checking in just to make sure everyone has a good idea, okay? You can always email me with questions. You can have the sub call me. Like, I'm home and available. It's just too much to try to Zoom all day long. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this as well. I hope to